What is going on, everybody? It is your boy SK. I'm here with Justin Day, Mike Castellino. Rap's going to join us a little later. We got some drama to get down to, not only in the group chat, but we got some Packers talking, man. But we're going to get down to it right after this. I need to get that goddamn intro down right. Excuse my language. Dang, I need to get that intro down right. But what's going on, guys? It's your boy SK. I'm here with Justin Day, Mike Castellino. How you guys doing, man? How we feeling?
We feeling good. How are you feeling, Mike?
I'm good, man. Like I said, 12-3. I'm enjoying this ride. I'm having fun, man.
Yeah, man. Get to sit back, watch the last Thursday night game of the season. The season's flown by, hasn't it? Kind of sucks. It's bittersweet. Like, okay, we're ready for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's get all the, dramatics out the way, the end of the regular season. Let's just get to the playoffs, to the nitty gritty. But at the same time, you don't want football season to be over just yet. But
right.
Hey, man, you got to love where we're at, 12-3. We got a chance to sweep the Packers on Sunday, which is always nice, right? So, we haven't done that since 2017. And it's actually been our only win of the season. That was more than a one possession win. So, hey, maybe the only more than one possession wins that we'll have, maybe both of them will come against the Packers. That'd be actually that would actually be pretty damn sweet. But Dak just threw a pick. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of just off to the side. I have the Cowboys game on in the back.
He's been bad this year, man. I'm going to be honest. That's 13 picks now to 20 touchdowns. That's bad.
And that's with him missing, what, 5 games?
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, man.
It's 14 picks. He threw one today, too. That's second pick, actually. He's at 14 picks.
The first one was a fumble, I think.
He fumbled, and then he threw a pick. I will be watching the whole game.
Oh, and so this is his second pick of the game.
Yeah, he's at 14 picks now.
Oh, my God. Poor Dak. But let's get down to things, guys. Like I spoke on about the Packers, we're going to talk about, obviously, trying to sweep these guys. That's what we're going to get down to next. But we're also going to touch on the Zach Wilson thing. We're going to talk a little Zach Wilson today. Not too much time, because I don't want to be sitting here talking about Zach Wilson, because obviously he's not a Minnesota Viking. Chances of him being a Viking are very, 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 very slim. So
indeed,
we're not going to sit here and spend too much time on Zach Wilson, but we're going to throw it in there as a wild card. And then we're going to talk about, some trash talking on the other side of the border. So let's get down to this Packers game, man. Like I said, we beat the Packers. What was it? 23-7 week 1. I was able to be there in person. It was great. But now we got to do it again, and we got to do it in Lambeau. The weather shouldn't be too bad. I think it's supposed to be like 35 or somewhere along those lines. So it's not supposed to be really bad weather. So we got that playing in our favor. Christian Watson, I believe, is questionable. He didn't practice today, so we might not even see the youngster on Sunday. But how are you guys feeling about this matchup against the Packers? We're expecting the win, right? There's no
hands
doubt.
Down.
There's no doubt, right?
Well, I'll never say no doubt with the Vikings, because the second you start saying no doubt for the Vikings, I had no doubt in '98 when my brother and I went to the game against the Dirty Birds until about 2 minutes left, but that's beside the point. So you can't say no doubt, but realistically, this is the Vikings' opportunity to give the media another reason to doubt them, because what they're talking about right now, Aaron Rodgers has won 3 games in a row, and this Packers team is hot, and they're getting hot at the right time. They're the team nobody wants to play. And after the Vikings beat them, you know what they're going to say? Well, I guess we overestimated the Packers. They won't say they underestimated the Vikings. They will say they overestimated the Packers. So the Vikings have a perfect opportunity this weekend to sweep their division rivals, to knock them out of the playoffs, because the early games will have already decided that this will be an elimination game for the Packers. And so we have the opportunity to sweep them, knock them out of the playoffs. and then be told by the media that we're still frauds because, well, the Packers weren't really that good.
Nothing will change, right?
Are the Cowboys frauds though? Because they have more losses and they're struggling against the Titans team starting Josh Dobbs, but I guess not. I guess they're not, right? They're okay.
No way. They're the greatest team ever because they beat the fraudulent Vikings, so that makes them great. Yeah.
They whooped up on us, and it was all Kirk's fault.
Yeah, they mollywopped us, and it was all Kirk's fault. Yeah.
But how you feeling about this game, Mike?
I'm pretty high on our chances of winning this. Look, I'm not terrified about being a 3.5-point underdog. We were bigger dogs in Buffalo. No one had us winning that game. I didn't have us winning that game. Josh Allen is far better than Aaron Rodgers this season. Okay, let's just be real about it. Rodgers has been a top 12 quarterback. He has not been a top 10 quarterback this season. It is what it is. He's not been that good this season. And if Christian Watson doesn't play, and I don't think he's going to play, he's got a hip injury. Good luck coming back from a hip injury in 1 week. That's next to impossible.
No doubt.
I don't think he plays. If he doesn't play, their offense is melttoast, man. It's crap. It's crap. Like, let's just say it as it is. It's garbage. Aside from the run, they have no receivers. And their O-line's just average. It's just an average line. Our O-line's better.
Aaron Jones is beat up as well. I think he was limited at practice. And if I'm not mistaken, we didn't see too much of Aaron Jones in their last game. The little bit I watched, like, it was just all A.J. Dillon.
Yeah, Dillon's the better back at this point, I'd honestly say. But I'm not actually that high on A.J. Dillon. I think he's a really talented player. I hate the Packers, but he's really good. But that's their offense, though. They're a run-first team now. They're not a pass-first team anymore. And the thing is, Rodgers and his huge ego thinks they still are. And that plays into our favor because what is the one thing our defense does consistently well? Cause turnovers. So hopefully that can happen more on Sunday.
I mean, if we needed any more motivation than just playing the Packers in general and knocking them completely out of the playoffs, I think their chances to make the playoffs, if they lose, drops down to a 4% chance. If they win, it jumps up to a 60 or 65% chance. So this is ultimately their season. You're getting the best of the Packers in this game. This is their playoffs. Their playoffs have started. So they need this win. They needed a whole lot more than we do. So we're going to get the Packers' best shot no matter what. But going back to the motivation aspect, Jair Alexander cannot keep his mouth shut. Now, normally, I kind of shy away from bringing up the trash talk and like, oh, it is what it is, part of the game. And, I don't want to talk about it. But this right here, man, he had the nerve to say, and I don't know if you guys have the exact quote in front of you, but he said that week 1 for Justin Jefferson was a fluke against the Packers, where he went for, 8 receptions, 170 some odd yards, 150 of those were in the first half. For some odd reason, Jair Alexander was expecting to man up on Justin Jefferson all game, and that didn't happen. And Justin Jefferson was running wide open the entire game, but he called it a fluke. I know that's going to get around to Justin Jefferson. What does this add, not only to just the rivalry in general, but what does it add to this locker room for Justin Jefferson and the rest of this team, though?
It adds another layer of stupidity to athletes. Listen, Jair Alexander, I don't know if you were alive when Michael Jordan played, but go watch The Last Dance and watch Michael Jordan not only tell you how motivated he got by things that people said and trash talk to him, also take note of how Michael Jordan would make stuff up in his head of people talking trash to him to get himself motivated. Now, listen, I'm not going to say that Justin Jefferson is at Michael's level just yet from the standpoint of how transcendent a player Michael Jordan was, but let sleeping dogs lie. Don't give your opponent, who is the best at his position in this league. I mean, if you're going to talk about, I don't know, Jalen Reagor and say something like that, okay, fine. Go ahead and talk about the Vikings' 4th wide receiver. You're dumb enough and stupid enough to poke the bear that is Justin Jefferson. I said this on our show on Monday, Mike. I don't know if we're going to have anything to play for against the Chicago Bears, and I don't want the temptation of Justin Jefferson being 30 yards away from 2,000.
Yeah,
go out there and put 250
Please.
on Lambeau Field. Get to your 2,000 in their face. And so if we have nothing to play for, you won't be tempted to beg Coach O'Connell to play you. But to answer your question, it's just another level of stupidity. I understand trash talking, and I understand confidence, but there's a place for it where you're digging yourself a hole. Mike, what do you think?
Justin, you're my co-host. I love working with you, but there ain't a chance of God's green earth the Niners are losing to Jared Stidham in his first career start.
They're not.
So we're going to have something to play for at Chicago.
Yeah.
But to Justin Jefferson point, Jair Alexander, you are a buffoon. Just why even say anything? And this is the funny part. Someone stat checked this on Twitter, and you remember how he called it a fluke, right? The last time Kirk and JJ played together in Minnesota last season, he went for 169 yards on the pass. Like you're just dumb. Like, bro, no, you're not. You're not stopping him. You're just being foolish. It is what it is. And honestly, out of anyone on the Vikings, Justin Jefferson is motivated most by trash talk. So by all means, go right ahead.
Yeah. And I seen it firsthand. So we all get the humbleness from Justin Jefferson. And, he's not a guy that's going to go out there and be loud and rambunctious like some superstar receivers used to be. It's getting a little better as far as receivers go. It used to be really bad.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's getting better. It's getting better. But you don't normally see that out of Justin Jefferson. But one thing I can tell you, like I said, I saw it firsthand. And this happened last year against the Chargers. And it was just the dumbest little comment, made completely no sense. But I'm at field level, and there's a Chargers fan behind me, and he yells. I have Justin Jefferson probably about 7 feet away from me. And he yells at Justin Jefferson, "Hey, Justin Herbert is better." Like, it was the stupidest comment. But I actually got video of it. You can go on YouTube and see it.
Yeah, I seen the short. It's a good short.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson stares the dude down with this type of scowl, like, "Oh crap!" Like, and the dude's just dead silent. I look back at the guy, and he's like, "Oh," but he takes those little quirky, corny comments, whatever you want to say. He takes them personally, just like Justin said. Michael Jordan will take any little thing to try and twist it and make it turn in his favor to give him a type of motivation. So I'm all for Jair talking all he wants. If he goes out there and backs it up, so be it. I don't see that happening.
Nope.
But no, just JJ takes this personal, and that's one matchup to definitely look out for in this game. I think Justin Jefferson's gonna have a big game. Things gonna have another big game.
About the game week 1, which seems like 6 months ago, by the way, with all of the heart attacks that the Vikings give us. Justin Jefferson went for 9 for 184 and 2 touchdowns. Circling back to the Packers runners, they both had A.J. Dillon was 10 for 45 and Aaron Jones was 5 for 49. I mean, they did absolutely nothing against us. So just wanted to throw those stats out there because you were asking earlier. But like I said, Darius Slay, maybe he can talk about Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Because maybe.
Yeah.
And the Dallas Cowboys can say, what did Justin Jefferson do against us? Well, not much. But Jair Alexander, you guys got run off the field, both on the scoreboard and on the field, and you're going to go in there and say it. What about the rest of the games? I guess those were all flukes, too. He's been fluky all season, I guess. What's up?
He's had a horrible year, too. It's funny. He's not even had a good year.
No.
It's hilarious.
How he made the Pro Bowl is beyond me.
Let's not
There's
forget.
a lot of cheeseheads.
We didn't have TJ Hawkinson in that first matchup.
Yep.
True.
So this isn't a lot of people talk about, this isn't the same Packers team from week 1. Well, this isn't the same Vikings team from week 1. Not only did we add TJ Hawkinson, but this offense is starting to come into form. It's been starting to come into form to where, yes, Justin Jefferson is getting his production. He's getting his yards. He's getting his targets. But he's not the only one producing in the passing game. Now you got TJ Hawkinson to worry about. Now KJ Osborne seems to be, infiltrating himself into this offense, getting his touches. Adam Thielen's kind of a little bit lost still right now, it seems like. He's like he's still trying to find his way in this offense or find his spot in this offense. But this isn't the same Vikings team from week 1. This isn't the team that we're targeting Justin Jefferson every single play down the field, which wasn't a bad idea week 1, but there's a whole lot more pieces to look for and watch out for in this Vikings offense. Packers don't have Rashawn Gary. I believe they lost one of their linebackers as well, too, from that week 1 matchup. So, hey, man, it's not the same Vikings team. Just like it's not the same Packers team, it ain't the same Vikings team. Rap, my guy, what's up, man?
What's good, man? I'm late to the party, man. Hey, I'm rocking this cup right here just for Mike, man. Y'all can see this cup. It say Mama. It say Mama Bear.
Mama Bear. What?
I don't. Anyway.
Say Mama Bear, man. It's for Zach Wilson right here, man.
Are you Zach Wilson's Mama Bear?
I didn't get the reference, but
here we go.
Can I just say something quickly?
Yeah, absolutely.
About the Packers matchup before we get into Zach Wilson, and that will be a very interesting discussion that I never thought I'd have ever in my life. But Adam Thielen gets up for the Packer game.
Yep.
He's literally born and bred in Minnesota. What does every Minnesota Vikings fan hate the most? The Green Bay Packers. So if he's going to have a big game, it's against the Packers. And he's done it multiple times in his career.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. I need him to. He's on my fantasy team. So.
Good luck.
Come on, AT. Oh, but let's stay on this Packers thing because it seems to be a hot topic. We'll get to the Zach Wilson stuff in a few minutes. But, Rap, we didn't really get your thoughts on this, Pat. How are you feeling about playing these Packers in Lambeau on Sunday, man? I know you're confident, just like you always
are. The Packers, man. Whoever number 1 game is, man, get up off the chat. We ain't tripping. We don't want no love. Your team garbage, like straight up. 24-20, stop it. Like you capping all day. But I think we're going to win, man, for sure. I actually got 24-20 as my score, but I got it skol side, though, for sure. I feel good about it. Yeah, I think it's going to be a tight one, though.
Another 1 possession win?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right on brand at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty on brand. But like I said earlier, how sweet would it be?
Oh, my bad scores on. That's your people's. My fault, man.
Oh, yeah, Rap. Yeah, Rap, you got to watch who you're talking to, man.
Scores on my boy, man. Scores on my boy. So I got to rock with bro.
He's a cool
I don't mean I got to be. I don't mean I got to be his. I don't mean I got to be the Packers fans friend, though, for sure.
We're respectful. We're
respectful though, man.
He's a cool Packers fan. Does such a thing even exist? I don't know.
No.
It's hard. It's hard to find them out there.
You can hang out.
They wear cheeseheads to games. No.
A lot of y'all fans make it real hard to like any Packer fans. It's a problem. It definitely is a problem.
Yeah.
But you know what, man? Rap and Mike, you guys came on here for a reason. I'm going to touch on it a little bit too. I'm sure Justin will touch on it. But, yo, man, so Rap, I'm going to give you guys kind of a backstory real quick of where this conversation came about, right? So you're probably looking at us like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be a Vikings podcast. Why the hell are we talking about Zach Wilson? Well, Mr. Rap here is just a fan of Zach Wilson. And I'll admit, I used to be a fan of Zach Wilson in college. I liked him coming out of college. I didn't think the Vikings would have an opportunity to draft him, so I didn't really put too much weight in it. But I liked his style. I liked the way he played. Obviously, that hasn't come to fruition in the NFL. But Rap, if you haven't seen this video, go back and subscribe to the Purple Pocket Podcast. Put a video out earlier today, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Rap? Was it today?
Yeah.
Talking about Zach Wilson. The Vikings need to go get Zach Wilson to make him Kirk Cousins' backup and a possible quarterback of the future. Now, he's sold on it. We should go get Zach Wilson if he's available.
Mm-hmm.
Mike is the complete opposite. Zach Wilson's a terrible person.
Like, God, that just slandering him, man. Like, he's a bad man. Like, God damn.
He's a horrible teammate. That I can guarantee. But anyway.
What make you think that, though? Because he played 4 years in BYU and nothing has ever came out about. So what make you think that?
Because they were winning. As John Madden famously once said, as Justin alludes to every time, winning is a great deodorant. Like, they're losing now, and his true colors are coming out. But, go ahead, Rap. I'll let you start.
You're not the only one that likes Zach Wilson, though. I see some Zach Wilson support.
Man, listen, come on, man. I'm in the real world out here, man. I know what the hell Mike's sipping on. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the real world out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, We got some people rocking, but I mean, I can understand why people wouldn't want him either, though. But like me, it was just my opinion, anyways. Like I just feel like you would be good to sit behind Kirk Cousins because we've seen it before. You feel me? And like coaching has a big part of it, and playing for New York. Listen, if your boy Kirk Cousins would have went to the Jets in 2018, trust me, he would have been buried by now.
Yikes! He wouldn't still be there. He would.
No, I disagree.
Why? Because his stats would have been garbage. His stats would have been garbage.
I don't think his stats would have been. I just think
the one thing I can promise you with Kirk Cousins, he's sustainable. We've talked about this. The one thing Kirk Cousins brings is consistency.
Yep.
The one thing he didn't bring
Jets in 2018. You think he would have brought?
He did it with Washington. Look at Washington before he. Look at how many quarterbacks.
Washington was way better than the New York Jets.
How? They're the same team, basically.
Yeah.
I honestly think that the Jets are the AFC equivalent of the Commanders. I generally believe it, at least in my life.
Talking about in 2018.
Yeah, in 2018 they weren't as good, and again, neither was Washington. They were both but to what Rap is saying, Mike, his consistency would have played itself out after about a year and a half because the New York media and the New York fans would not have let that go on much past year one, maybe year 1.5 before they would have started saying, hey, this guy just doesn't have it. So
they did it with Mark Sanchez too, right? They did it with everyone. They're just ruthless, even when you're a winner.
Yeah.
If Kirk Cousins, this version of Kirk Cousins was on the New York Jets when they were in AFC championship games because that defense was really, really good at that time. Oh, absolutely. He would have been a better fit for him than Sanchez was. But by the time Kirk Cousins would have been theoretically available to the Jets were not that same team anymore. And, he wouldn't have been able to elevate that mediocre team past, 500, maybe, 10-6. So, no,
but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the East Coast New York media would not have been content with Kirk Cousins' consistency. So that I would agree with Rap on that point.
Yeah, it would have been a mess in New York, and that's not a shot against Cousins by any means. I just think
built for New York. He ain't built for New York.
You got to think that Minnesota is known for being Minnesota nice. So we still kind of slandered him. At least half the fan base slandered him for at least the first half of his career with the Vikings up until now. If that was New York, that's multiplied by 10, like tenfold.
Well, they buy into Mike White though. Like the Jets fans are deluded. Like when they'll buy into anybody,
they don't care.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. If Cousins had
anything right now, you know what I'm saying?
Cousins could have a great stretch of football for a month. We've talked about this. The thing with Kirk is I worry about up here and then a little. When we go a little bit, and that's where I get worried. But
I just look at it like this. This was the whole reason why I did the Zach Wilson video though, for real though, because like he played really good at BYU. Now his competition wasn't that good, but we've seen certain throws. Like he seems like he can make a lot of
He's got the arm talent.
He has the arm talent. You know what I mean? Like he needs a coach. He's playing for a defensive head coach for one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it don't matter who plays quarterback for the Jets. It don't matter if it's Zach Wilson. You see what they're doing. They threw in some guy that I didn't even know. Nobody even knew his name, and he was running a lot, which now the fans are behind him.
Chris Trevor, CFL boys.
Yeah, now they're wearing T-shirts with this guy. Like, stop it, bro. Like, for real.
But he looks competent, though. Is that why is it, Rap? That every single quarterback, Joe Flacco, Mike White, and Chris Trevor come in for the Jets, and they look competent. But when Zach Wilson plays, he stinks. Why is that?
Well, I think part of it is because they already killed his confidence, like from benching him the first time. You know what I mean? They already killed the man's confidence, bro.
Like David Carr?
He's not really like a savage type guy, man. Like you look at Zach, well, he's a nice kid, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a nice kid. You know, he's not with you could tell he's not the type of controversial type guy. Like they killed his confidence.
I can't fully evaluate him if he's not being fully like supported and with the offensive minded head coach.
Yeah. Like could you imagine Kevin O'Connell with him? Like
right.
No.
Yeah, so what I'm kind of comparing it to is the Kirk Cousins thing, to where obviously Kirk Cousins wasn't playing as bad as Zach Wilson, but we always kind of held that like in our back pocket of, well, if he had an offensive minded head coach, we could get the most out of Kirk Cousins, because regardless of how much of a fan of Kirk Cousins you were before this season, you still had questions of, okay, there's this, there's that. I don't really like this with Kirk. I don't really like that with Kirk. But now it's, and you'd be completely right. There's really nothing you can complain can complain about with Kirk Cousins. So you got to look at it kind of the same way with Zach. That's a rookie too. Well, not a rookie, second-year player too. He's a young
guy.
He's a young guy. He's still learning. And that's not just learning on the field. He's also learning off the field, what to say in press conferences, how to say things in press conferences. So I see where Mike's coming from, where he's saying, well, he's a terrible teammate. He threw his teammates under the bus.
Yeah.
But did he throw him under the bus though? Like,
you got to take responsibility for scoring.
They took that shit a little too.
The thing is if you hear that from a veteran quarterback, if you hear that from a Kirk Cousins, if you hear that from a Derek Carr, if you hear that from one of those guys that've been in the league for years and their play hasn't matched really what they were expected to be or whatever, I'm not saying Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, those guys, but if you hear that from a veteran quarterback, then you're like, come on, bro, really? Like, you know better than that. It was one of those moments where he just didn't know better. Like, it's like you got to take Zach to the side. Like, come on, dog. You gotta know how to answer that question.
Zach is still a kid, man. Look at this. Look at him, Mike. He's a kid, man.
But this is the thing. This is where I draw the line. We could talk about defensive head coaches and all this stuff. The ones that are special don't care who their head coach is. The special great quarterbacks will come out no matter who.
You think Brock Purdy's an excellent quarterback? You think Jimmy Garoppolo?
I think he's better than Zach Wilson.
You think Jimmy Garoppolo's an excellent quarterback too?
I think I actually think he'll be the next Jets quarterback.
So you think any quarterback that plays for Mike Shanahan's offense is a good quarterback, right?
You think?
No, I think Jimmy Garoppolo is a quarterback who will not screw it up. That's really his thing.
What makes you think Brock Purdy is a really good quarterback off of 3 games? Why do you come up with that?
What he's done so far.
So off of 3 games, off of him playing.
Trey Lance looked garbage in that offense.
You're gonna say that you think he's a good quarterback. So you think
I think better than Zach Wilson? No. I have very low expectations for Zach Wilson. Say you're better than Zach Wilson means you're just better than not good at all.
Well, I'm saying you think Brock Purdy can go to the Jets and he would be balling out right now. Like,
he'd be doing better than Zach Wilson. Yes.
Are you serious? No, he wouldn't.
Yes. Rob, he's missing wide open wideouts. This is the other thing I gotta have.
No, he wouldn't.
You know what you guys are talking about? Where he's young and he's a kid with press conference. I've heard this story before. Johnny Manziel. How'd that turn out for him? Not good.
And you can play quarterback for the 49ers, man.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Zach Wilson answering that question horribly. It was a T-ball question. You say yes.
Yeah.
The offense was not good enough. It's not. The fact that he said no is the most ignorant thing I've ever heard.
Right.
That's very, very true.
Ryan Leaf was another guy who was horrible with the media. How'd that go for him?
Yeah.
It's just going by realistic history.
But the main thing is this though, Mike. Systems matter, bro. Head coaches, they do matter. You know, and
to an extent, yes.
And San Francisco is a prime example, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put Brock Purdy on the Jets right now, he's going to be no different from the other 4 quarterbacks that they've tried out this season.
Yeah, I agree with
that. I mean, they're going to get the same results, bro.
I'll say this, and it was mentioned earlier. Confidence plays a huge role in your production.
Absolutely. Look at Kirk Cousins. We look at
example.
But why is Justin Fields not caring what he has around? Justin Fields. I am not a big Justin Fields guy.
Fields coach is horrible.
You put Justin Fields where Zach Wilson is, and you swap them, the Jets are probably heading to the playoffs. Zach Wilson has taken garbage. I don't even know who Chicago's number 1 receiver is anymore because Mooney's hurt. We can talk about the Jets don't have good weapons. Hold on. Garrett Wilson. We all wanted Garrett Wilson a couple months ago.
He's nice.
They have Corey Davis, a former first runner. He is a competent wideout in this league.
Mm-hmm.
They have CJ Usama, Tyler Conklin, who a lot of Viking fans were upset that we lost.
Right.
They have a competent running game.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm mad Tyler Conklin, but he ain't a Viking no more, man. I liked him when he was a Viking, but he ain't a Viking no more. So you know what I mean? It is what it is. You already know.
No, but my point is they have players. This isn't a Bears Bones offense.
You kind of look like Conklin, SK. You look like a skinny Conklin out here, SK.
Conklin's my boy. Shout out.
For real, he cool as hell.
No, I like Conklin. He was a good guy all the way. He was
bad about Conklin, even though I want to.
But no, I just think Zach Wilson's trash. That's it.
Well, I guess to kind of wrap that, and we can get back to Vikings Packers at this point. Well, actually, we can talk about playoffs.
How do you feel about Zach Wilson? Because I know you
you try to skip past that.
Boy. Yeah, I know.
I know you came up here to stick up for your boy. I know you was like, I think he about to come at my guy all crazy tripping.
Yeah, you both my guys. But I will say that I think that Zach Wilson is worn out his welcome in New York. I think that it's just not a good fit. And it's possible that a different environment, he might say, listen, Chris Carter got ran out of Philadelphia.
Yep.
Who's the guy Rick was talking about in the chat?
I'm not in any
Jeff
way.
George.
Jeff George. Heck, Brett Favre in Atlanta. So there's all kinds of cases. Now, I'm not putting Zach Wilson with Brett Favre or Chris Carter. Okay. But
you never know, though. You just never know.
Right. How many I mean, if Aaron, say what you want about Mike McCarthy, but Mike McCarthy took Aaron Rodgers when he was raw and refined him. Now, Aaron Rodgers sure ain't going to give Mike McCarthy any credit for becoming a Hall of Fame quarterback. But if you look at Aaron Rodgers, his first couple of seasons, he wasn't, the Aaron Rodgers we know now. And under the tutelage of Mike McCarthy and having the opportunity to sit back and let Brett Favre carry the water for a while, if everybody talk about, well, if the Vikings had taken Aaron Rodgers instead of Troy Williams, you're going to tell me that Aaron Rodgers would have turned out the same way under the tutelage of Mike Tyson, Brad Childress? I'm sorry, but no. So, I'm not here to stomp for Zach Wilson. I mean, it is all we have is what we have at the moment. And so all we're talking about is possibility. So I get Mike's point.
And that's a good point, though, real quick, though. I don't mean to cut you off. But look, it's just like Russell Wilson, right, this year. People will sit back, and if they just watch this year, they would think Russell Wilson is a horrible quarterback. Does any of us on here believe he's a horrible quarterback, or do y'all just think he's had a bad year this year?
I don't think there's a quarterback.
I think he's on the decline. I don't
Russell Wilson.
But is he a bad quarter? Is he like a Zach Wilson, like how you're saying
this year? Yes.
This year he has actually been. I don't want to. In all seriousness, do I think he'll be that bad again?
Saying, okay, if when Sean Payton goes to Denver next year.
I actually predict that too, Rap. We're on the same page on something. There we go. But no, Sean Payton goes to Denver. I'm absolutely with you, Rap. I think he will turn it around. I don't think he's garbage. No. Do I think they're overpaying him? Yeah. Because I don't see how he goes back to what he was in Seattle. I mean, he looks lost out there. He looks lost. Straight up.
He does, but I think he'll bounce back. But to say that, I say that with Zach though, man, is like, and again, like I said in my video, this is nothing where Zach's coming in and there's no instant starter. There's none of that in the play at all. Like when he comes to us, he needs to understand that, bro, you're going to be sitting for 2 years minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a fact. When you turn 25, you will be a starter. All right.
Well, and like that gets back.
Isn't he like only 23 right now? He's real young.
He's a kid. He's a kid.
Younger than that, I think.
Right. But so, that's kind of what I was saying is to what you were saying in your video, Rap. He wouldn't be coming in here with the expectations that he has in New York. His expectations would be, you're going to sit behind Kirk Cousins. Yeah. You're not going to challenge Kirk Cousins for his job. You probably won't ever play because Kirk Cousins is as durable as any quarterback in this league right now. But if something happens or whatever, Kirk has
and Mike, I say this too. Like let's just say they want a 5th round, right? Because obviously they know they're not getting a 1st, 2nd, or 3rd round pick for
no.
I mean, he just doesn't have enough tape. You know what I mean? Like he's just putting up shit number. They should know.
No. It's you're getting peanuts. Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna get peanuts. So I look at it like, would you rather go for a guy and say, okay, well, we can draft a guy in the late round. That's okay too. Draft a quarterback if you think that's your guy, or get Zach Wilson for peanuts that we know in college showed a lot of potential, and he seems like a good dude to me. I know the outside stuff about him.
I know what you're saying.
But all of that, man, the man's 22 years old, bro. Like, you don't want to know what I was doing at 22. You feel me? I want to be in the NFL. You feel me? Like, I'm not gonna hold that against him. I'm just not going to hold that against him because like SK told you, his friend stole his girlfriend too. So he kind of had a reason to get back.
Anyway,
if my best friend steals my girl, I'm liable to smash your mom.
I just want to say this one last time with Zach Wilson. First off, and you guys are all going to laugh at me, but I don't care. I'm willing to go on the shield on this one. Josh Rosen is the same quarterback as Zach Wilson. He will be a journeyman bum who will go elsewhere. First off, he's not going to go anywhere to be a backup year 3. Not going to happen. It's not going to happen. He's going to try to be a starter. By all means, he should. He'll try. He'll compete in either Atlanta, Carolina, just like Sam Darnold did. One of the crappier teams in the league.
Yeah.
He'll go to one of those bad teams.
I agree.
And then he'll fail. He'll be a journeyman. So basically, we have Zach Wilson already on the roster.
I ain't gonna lie. Why you hate that man so much?
I knew this. He's Johnny Manziel. He's Johnny Manziel all over. Except Johnny Manziel at least had his moment where he had flashes. Zach Wilson stinks. He's garbage.
Are we gonna start a rumor mill? We're gonna start a rumor mill. Mike hates
honest to God. And this is the other thing. We don't need attitude issues in this team. Like Josh Rosen, I had faith because he's been on so many teams.
Bro, you think Zach Wilson has an attitude issue? Who's going to take this kid serious in the locker room? I would look at Zach Wilson and be like, boy, if you don't go sit your little ass down over there, I don't give a fuck if you got an attitude, bro. Who are you playing with, man? Go sit your little behind over there, man, and read the playbook.
I get what you're saying.
You don't got a scary bone on him, man.
No, I get what you're saying, Rob. But just hear me out, though, for a second. Like I said, with Rosen, he's been on so many teams. So he has nothing. Literally has to be good and be on his best behavior. Yeah. But Zach, like I said, Zach Wilson will want to start. So you can have these, rumors, and by all means, you do it. You have a great channel, Rob. I watched it and I enjoyed the video. I thoroughly did. But there's just no
start shit.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing too.
That's part of my formula, anyways.
But in all seriousness,
I respect your takes, though, Mike, for sure.
And look, Rob, and this is the thing. And Justin knows this from me, Rob. If somehow, some way, on God's green earth, that Zach Wilson goes somewhere year 3 and becomes a starting quarterback who is quality, I will say I was wrong. That's the thing with me. I eat my L's. I'm not like other people.
Oh, you wanted Greg Joseph cut like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah, and I ate my L on that.
Yeah, I was on that train with you. I was on that train with you, though, Mike. I was on that train.
Well, most Viking fans were. I mean, when he hit the one guy in the head, that one kick made me want to lose my mind. But
that's very, very true.
But, we got our Zach Wilson shit out of there.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
It's all good.
The Purple Code, the only podcast we can sit here with 20 people viewing us, and we're talking about the third string quarterback.
I know, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
We got rich problems, man.
We got Purple Code and Purple Code for Days simulcasting on the week of Vikings Packers as we're trying to stomp them out.
Zach Wilson.
And we're talking Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson coming to the purple, man.
Hey, it feels good being 12-3 in NFC North champs. It's been a while. It feels good. But speaking of that, let's get to this seeding, man. So we're going to be the 2 or 3 seed. We have a real outside shot at the 1 seed. Is probably not going to happen because we need the Eagles to lose out, and then we need to win our final 2 games for that to happen. I don't see that happening. So I'm going to ask you guys, 2 or 3 seed, are we going into these last 2 games dead set on saying we need to get the 2 seed? We got to take out the Packers. We got to take out the Bears. Because the 49ers play the Raiders and the Cardinals. So 2 third string quarterbacks playing against, second string quarterbacks playing against. They're not going to lose another game for the season. So if we want the 2 seed, we have to win out. Is Coach O'Connell going into this saying we got to rest some guys or we got to win?
I think he's going to go into it seeing how the Green Bay game goes. And what I mean by that is if we come out of that game unscathed, no additional injuries or no more nicks and bruises, that sort of thing, then I think he's going to go for it. But I think that if after the Green Bay game, particularly if Philadelphia's not finna lose to the Saints this weekend, so we can just throw that 1 seed out. They're not losing to the Saints. I don't care if it's Gardner Minshew or whoever. They're not losing to the Saints.
I'd be shocked. Yeah, I'd be shocked.
Okay. So the 1 seed is out the door. To what we're talking about the 2 versus the 3. Okay, you want your cake and eat it too. You want the best of both worlds. You'd love to be able to rest your guys against the Bears and have the 2 seed already locked up.
Yeah.
Hence why the Detroit Lion game was okay. It wasn't a must win, but kind of was a must win so that we could have the week 18 off. But I think Kevin O'Connell is going to be cautious about this because the last thing you can do is have this season of unexpected success, overachieving on so many levels, all of these close victories, and then you're going to put your best players out there on Soldier Field in the second weekend of January. I don't know. I don't think so. But at the same time, you also got to – it's like playing chess. You got to think 3 moves ahead. Yeah, it would be great to be healthy so that we have all our players, but let's not play for what it's going to take to get a victory in the wild card round. Let's play for what it's going to take to get a victory in the divisional round of the playoffs. And frankly, if we have to go to San Francisco, I give the Vikings about a 10% chance of winning. I say it's about 55-45 they win in US Bank Stadium, but I don't see this team, as much magic as they've had, as many come from behind victories, as much pulling the rabbit out of the hat. I don't see them going up. SK, it was the post game after the Saints game in London is when I first said to you, don't sleep on San Francisco, and here we are. No, we're not winning in San Francisco. I don't care.
About Brock Purdy. We're talking about Brock Purdy.
I'm talking about that offensive line. I'm talking about Debo. I'm talking about Shanahan. I'm talking about that defense.
Team. Bring it. I'll take that all day.
That defense won't apologize, though, SK. Look what they did to us in 2019. That's my fear. Hey, I fear the exact same thing.
You need to have the 2 seed.
We can't go there.
Look, at this point, it doesn't matter. If you're going to win the damn Super Bowl, you're going to win the damn Super Bowl. It doesn't matter where you play. Well, it does, but I'm saying if you're going to win it, if it's fate, it's fate. Plain and simple. I've come to the point to where, yes, I would love home field advantage. I would love it. But at the same time, I'm in the mindset of saying, what do we have to lose? We've been in this magical season to where we've been overcoming obstacle after obstacle. Kirk Cousins conquering this can't beat winning teams, can't be in the clutch. Got everything going for us. Why the hell not? If we got to go to San Francisco in the divisional round and face Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers, now granted, San Francisco's defense is amazing, but if you're telling me in the divisional round, it's Kirk Cousins versus Brock Purdy, just if I'm looking at it simple as that, I'll take it.
See, I'm looking at San Francisco's defensive line against our offensive line.
Kirk Cousins will lose, SK. Kirk Cousins will lose.
Hey, by the way, SK, real quick.
Kirk Cousins will lose.
You want to know what we were saying in 2017?
It's the defense, SK. It's not.
You want to know what? Going into the divisional round of the playoffs, we were about to host the Saints, and the Atlanta Falcons, who were in the Super Bowl the previous year, were going to Philly. And you know what people were saying? I hope Philly wins because we can beat Nick Foles in Philly.
I remember. Yeah,
we'd rather play Nick Foles in Philly than play Atlanta at home. So
I was worried about getting through them damn Saints. That's what I was worried about.
No, but we had already beaten them. We didn't. Or no, it was the game before. But I really wanted Atlanta win. I remember that. Just I wanted Atlanta win so bad because then we would have been home for the NFC title game. Could have been revenge fully of '98, but alas, of course not. But in all seriousness, SK, with all due respect, we need to get the 2 seed, and it's not particularly close. No. Lock that thing down. Grab the key. Do everything in your power. Put a code on it too. They got to lock that 2 seed in without a shadow of a doubt. Because I'll be honest.
Exactly.
Win 2 games in the playoffs. Hope to God, right? That's our best chance. Win 2 home games and pray to God you somehow pull a miracle in Philly. That's how I'm looking at it. At least as of now. And that's a big if to even beat San Fran, even at home.
Or hope Tampa Bay somehow beats Philly because, you say Tampa Bay's finna beat Dallas, which I'm
but this is the thing, though, Justin. If Tom Brady has won 2 playoff games,
Tom.
God Almighty, no.
Playoff Tom.
I know how that goes. He'll get revenge for the Super Bowl where he lost in Minnesota. Then that's what he'll do. No. I don't even want to talk about that. But you're making me almost want to throw up thinking about that.
If I'm being honest, obviously 49ers are a threat. Just from their defense. I'm not even necessarily looking at their offense.
And Debo.
And Kittle.
Just having their dominant defense makes them a threat. Now, obviously, they have all these weapons on the offense side of the ball. McCaffrey, Debo, Ayuk, Kittle. You can name them off. We got weapons, too. We got an offensive mind, too. Now, the problem is our defense is a little weak, and I get what you guys are saying. We want home field advantage. I'm not saying I don't want that.
Right.
But I'm saying if it comes down to, say for some reason, we go out and we lose this game against Green Bay, you sit your starters in Chicago.
Yes. Well, yeah, you'd have to.
Sit your starters in Chicago. Now, if you go out and you beat the Packers, knock them out of the playoffs ultimately, I think you go into Chicago with, yes, we want to win this game, but I also got to make sure guys like Zadarius Smith are 100% going into playoffs. I can't sit here and run Zadarius Smith up the middle of the offensive line all game and risk him getting beat up more than what he already is. So
true.
I think there's certain players you got to kind of have on a snap count for that last game regardless of what happens against the Green Bay Packers. That's my opinion. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, whoever we play, if it comes down to us playing in San Francisco, so be it. So be it. Bring it.
I love the
we
energy.
Ain't gonna have no choice. We ain't gonna have no choice.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be terrified. And
we ain't gonna have no choice but to watch it.
Because guys, I've seen this offense. Like everyone here can laugh at Brock Purdy. 7th round pick, Mr. Earl. That guy's better than Jimmy Garoppolo. I've seen it. He's better than Jimmy Garoppolo.
I heard this. He is. I heard this all week. The week of the Buffalo game. Oh, and there's no way we're going into Buffalo.
No, it's not impossible. Nothing's impossible. I'm not going to go Joe Spinoza here and say we have no chance and it's over. You always have a chance, but it's not good.
No, Joe said that Kansas City better watch out for Denver because Denver's going to have something for. Okay.
Oh man,
no comment.
Man, I just look at it like this, man. If you ain't hurt, play. It's straight up. If you ain't hurt, play.
Even if you have nothing to play for, Rob.
There is something to play for.
There will be.
No, So say somehow, to SK's point, makes me sick saying this, but say we don't win. Would you rest everyone week 18? I think you have to, right?
Yes, well, yeah, if we lose,
okay.
We lose to the Packers, but if we win, if we beat the Packers,
then you have to full send everyone.
Soldier Field, man. Play whoever's hurt, like SK was saying. If Zadarius Smith is on the injury report, then just sit him or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
keep on
everybody, whatever starters we have out there that are healthy, they need to play.
Yeah. Get Madison some extra touches. I mean, look.
Right.
You go into that Chicago game, we all know how tough Soldier Field is. It gives us problems every single year. Chicago always plays us tough in Soldier Field, no matter what. It's going to be cold. Last week of the season, they have nothing to play for but to possibly mess up our seeding. There's no reason why you shouldn't win this game.
But they're garbage, though. Like, seriously?
Yeah, they are. They're not good.
They're garbage, but they're still a threat because it's a divisional rival.
Yep.
Regardless.
Yep.
It's a division.
And they got a bad taste in their mouth.
Listen, when's the last time the Lions, besides this year, last year, when the last time the Lions been a threat to us and they divisional rivals?
2000.
Exit this year, last year.
They did beat us last year.
You probably got to go back like 15 years.
Oh, God. Well, Stafford wins. They had Stafford and Megatron. They were quite good. The one year they went to the wild card.
So we going all the way. What year we talking
You might as well go back to the Barry Sanders days. Yes, I get what you're saying, Rob.
They swept us not too long ago. They swept us.
It would have been, somewhere there. Yeah, they did somewhere there.
I think it was 14. It was Frazier's last year is probably what it was.
No.
That would make sense.
It was Zimmer. They beat us on Thanksgiving, and then they beat us earlier in the season. If I'm not mistaken.
I don't think so. What year?
It might have been.
Well,
it would have had to have been a while ago.
2016.
Yeah, they won that game. They won that game with Keenum. They won the game with Keenum, didn't they? They won it because I remember Keenum
was dominating the Lions for a lot of years.
I think it's
2000. You hate the Lions as much as I hate Zach Wilson. I don't know what the hate towards the poor Lions fans are. My God.
I don't hate them that bad. Like I really hope they get better than the Packers soon, and I think they will actually.
They're going to be our threat in all seriousness because once Aaron Rodgers goes,
like even this year, like I'm with y'all. Like I wouldn't want to play them this year in the wild card. I really wouldn't.
So you finally come around to saying Detroit's not a pushover?
Yeah, like I wouldn't want to play them. I wouldn't want to play them as a 7 seed right now. I wouldn't.
So would you rather play the Packers or the Lions?
Lions.
Yeah, Lions. Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be the same thing as Brady.
If I had to pick between those two, then you know what I mean? Because
you never want to play.
And I say that because I think we're going to beat the Packers on Sunday for one, and trying to beat them 3 times in a row is, I mean, the chances of that, it just drops our percentage. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, no. If we beat the Packers, they're done.
They're buried. They're buried.
I'll say, because here's the thing: by the time kickoff starts against the Packers, the Washington and New York games will already have completed,
and so we'll already know.
And the Eagles won too, for that matter.
And the Eagles, for that matter. You're right. So if New York wins, they get one of the 2 remaining available slots. And Washington, if they have won, then they only need one more win or any loss by Green Bay. So if Washington and New York both win and the Packers lose, that will eliminate them at that particular point. So, but to answer the question about who I'd rather face the Lions because it's the fatalistic Vikings fans and all of us to know we can be so much better throughout the regular season. We could have a great season, but we would all be terrified of playing the Packers because that's the one thing that would be like, oh, y'all went 14-3 and lost in a wild card round of Green Bay.
And we'd be memed. Then Kirk Cousins would be memed so hard, even though it wouldn't be his fault.
All of us would. So no, I want no
Mike,
part
you saying even though it wouldn't be his fault, how you predicting the future? You
Kirk Cousins, this is I'm going to say this.
4 interceptions.
Okay, he doesn't really do that though. Like in the postseason, I looked at his postseason stats. When he was in Washington against Green Bay, that team stunk, and he had the lead twice in that game. Washington, as we talked about, is hot garbage. They literally have to roll with Tyler Heineke and Carson Wentz, and then. Back in the day, obviously, when we beat the Saints in 2019, that Niners team, we ran into a buzzsaw. They should have won the Super Bowl that year. So I don't put Kirk on that. Kirk played pretty well that game to start that.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Yeah, we were in it. We were in it.
Yes, we were. He hit Diggs early on. He tried.
Hey, the Vikings going to the Super Bowl this year, man.
I don't know about that, Rap. I love the faith. I love the faith.
I feel it, bro. It's in my gut.
Hey, Rap, I usually don't do this. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I just have a weird feeling.
Something feels good about this, man. After that 61,
you guys are pulling on my heartstrings. You know that?
I don't know if it's a good feeling. Like I keep telling myself it's gonna end the same way. It's gonna end the same way it always is.
No, it ain't.
But something in the back of my head keeps telling me like something's different this year, man.
You know what, SK? Like, every team feels that way. Every team fan feels like it's going to end the same way because you want to know why? Because only one team gets to win it all. And there's 31 other teams at the end of the year that say, man, this shit always happens. It is what it is. Well, I just think our team's special this year, man.
The thing that's got me confident is that I saw the Bengals go to the Super Bowl last year.
Right.
Yeah, but they have a much better defense. We don't have that defense.
Agreed, but I'm saying just in the aspect of when the playoffs started, nobody.
Agreed.
I think this is the thing, Mike. I see what you're saying with the defense as far as the numbers, but I think our personnel is very similar, and we're just not using our personnel right. I think that's our problem. I think our problem is how the scheme we're trying to run. We don't have the personnel for that. It's simple as that, man.
At least we're blitzing now.
At least we're blitzing.
We are. Look, we can get into Donato this time. The other. I'll make this quick. They're doing the best they can. Probably because of KOC, but hey, it is what it is. We get there in the end. You get there. Brian Asamoah is playing a lot. They've changed personnel with Duke Shelley. Duke Shelley, that guy's a dog. I love Duke Shelley.
Me too.
Who would have thought? Guy that we picked up in August. October. He was like a mid-season signing out of nowhere off a practice squad. He's been fantastic. We're going to bring him back. I guarantee it.
Not just him, but Tonga too.
Yep, Tonga too. I like Tonga.
Zach Wilson, in it.
Both guys from the Bears.
Yes, would I rather have Duke Shelley and Tonga over Zach Wilson? Yes.
Back to Zach Wilson, huh?
No, I like Duke Shelley too. Good take, Mike, for sure.
He's so underrated, man. Like he hits. He plays tough. We do not like Cam Dancer's our boy, right, Rob? Me and you have been on, but he doesn't play physical like that. He gives way too much time. He doesn't believe in his skills. His anticipation skills are not good. And I think it's because he's stressed out getting beat deep. So he just tackles consistently.
His energy levels definitely seem different this year. I gotta say that. Cameron Dance's energy levels, like you could tell
his rookie season. I wish he played like his rookie season. He doesn't do that anymore. It's a shame.
So when Cam's healthy, does Duke keep that starting job?
Yes.
I think they should. I think they should.
You can't go back. I
don't think you can go back. And y'all know me, man. I love Cameron Dad. That's like my favorite player on the team, bro.
Like Justin, you're a little quiet over there.
Player on the team, right? But I just feel like I said it in my video.
A little quiet, Justin. A little quiet over there.
I just said it in my video, though. I said it, man. I said, look, as long as Duke Shelley is playing how he's playing, you cannot bench that man, dog.
No,
you can't.
No.
I like Duke Shelley, but I love Duke Shelley as your third cornerback. And if Cameron Dantzler can get to a level that allows Duke Shelley to go back to his role as the third, that is my preference.
There we go.
We talking about a lot of ifs and this and that's about Cameron Dantzler not only getting healthy, but also getting back to that level. Because what Duke Shelley really is good. You know how people would say, well, we should keep Kyle Rudolph around and we should use Irv Smith between the 20s and Kyle Rudolph in the red zone because Kyle Rudolph can't run after the catch, but he's a great red zone target. By that same logic, Duke Shelley is a savage in the red zone when he's only got 30 yards to cover, but you put him out in the open space, he's just kind of okay. So
made a couple good hits though.
He does hit.
He's way more physical. Way
in
more
the red zone when he doesn't have as much ground to cover. He can, he doesn't have to be afraid of getting beat over the top. So
yeah,
again, it's a lot of ifs. But if Cameron Dantzler could get to that level where, all right, you know what, I feel comfortable putting this guy in here and putting Duke as the 3. Well, then your defense is at a whole nother level. But
yeah,
it's hard for me to answer without knowing what Cam Dantzler would and wouldn't be.
I mean, it's all good until Duke Shelley has a bad game, right?
Right,
yeah,
right.
Exactly.
And
it's backup quarterback syndrome. It's backup quarterback syndrome.
The thing is, though, like
I like Duke in a slot. I would like. How y'all feel about that? Like,
he said he doesn't. He actually
his body type.
It is his body.
He's kind of like Mackenzie Alexander, though, right? Like
yes, he's small, but he's talked about this actually. It's funny you mentioned that, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
When he was in Chicago, they made him a slot corner, and he wasn't as good. His preference is actually on the outside, and I don't know how he does it, but he plays like he's 6'1".
Yeah.
He plays very, very physical for his height.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I really respect what he's done.
Dude,
like,
man. If you haven't seen it, go watch him and Shannon Sullivan on the Vikings podcast shit on the channel. That was a good ass watch, man, for sure. Like, them
you got to have a couple of those guys on your defense that have a chip on their shoulder. Yeah. And Duke is one of those guys that has a chip on his shoulder.
He has nothing to lose.
Patrick Peterson has a chip on his shoulder because, I mean, everybody's counting him out. He's old. He doesn't got anymore. Patrick Peterson's having a great year. So it's always good having guys on your team that have that chip on your shoulder. Gives you a little extra bit of motivation.
I did say in the draft, though, man, we need to go and get us a corner, like a solid.
Again,
I know we've been whiffing. But we can't think about.
You have to go again around one. I agree.
We have to put our trust in this new regime. We can't think about what Spillman did and all that. We have to say, look, we need a cornerstone corner, like the Patrick Surtains or something like that. The Gardner, Sauce Gardners.
The thing is, they go high though. Those two guys
go high, but you can get one in the first round. We need to spend a first round pick on one.
We used to rip Zimmer for always wanting one more.
No.
Now
if he hit on one, Justin, we'd be in a better spot.
Because they're so important in today's NFL.
Correct.
Could you imagine if you had two? Like, just imagine if any team
two lockdown corners.
I'm telling you, bro, that's Super Bowl right there. If they can stay healthy, like
if you have a good quarterback and
you're lockdown cornerbacks on your team, bro, like that right there is solid. And I'm sure teams are targeting that right now. Like,
I wanted Sauce. Remember, we talked about this. I wanted the Sauce. I told you we should have traded the farm. Got the Sauce.
You ain't lying, but I would have been happy as hell with that. I would have been happy.
Yeah, he would have been,
especially seeing how our draft picks turned out this year.
Yeah.
I would have gave up Ingram. I would have gave up Booth Jr. I would have gave up fucking.
Because Booth Jr.'s hurt. Ingram's just been and I like Ingram. I'm like his number one fan. I'm bad. But if we're being honest, he's just an average guard. He will grow, but he's just average.
Yeah.
Man, we needed a guy like Sauce. We really did. And he's being wasted in the crappy Jets. What a shame.
He looks so good in that fucking purple too, man.
I think with our front office now with Kwesi, I don't think we'll be afraid to go out there and deal for a corner, go out there and spend big money on a corner.
They know how important it is.
So they know how important it is. So I kind of look at the Vikings of we may operate a little bit kind of how the Rams did. Obviously not as reckless because the way they throw money around is ridiculous. But I think we're going to kind of take that same approach. Everybody's pushing this money ball thing with Kwesi, and I get it.
Yeah.
But I also think we're going to take big swings on players. And if there's a top cornerback out there in free agency, I wouldn't be surprised if the corner or if the Vikings go out there and attempt to grab him at least in the next coming years. So I think we're going to be one of those teams that goes out there and we're going to be making splashes in free agency more than what we did under Spillman. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, we need a corner, and then another thing too, and I want to see what Justin feel about this because I said this in my video. A corner for one, that's my most important. Okay, that's where I'm going all in this season. But I also said that a wide receiver too. Okay, we need a wide receiver. We imagine Justin Jefferson with a Garrett Wilson, with a Marvin Harrison Jr. or something coming out of Ohio State.
That's why I wanted Chris Olave so bad.
Could you imagine Chris Olave on our team, bro? Like, could you? And we could have got that. that's what pisses me off is we got Lewis Cine now. Don't get me wrong. Lewis Cine could become
the
next Harrison Smith successor. He could be. We don't know. But what I'm saying is we can see now what Garrett Wilson is and what Chris Olave is. And could you imagine him with JJ, man, like being JJ number 1 and Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave being number 2 right now, man? Man, it would be stupid out there, bro.
It would be rather ridiculous. Stupid.
Hey, man, that's what we need.
Go sign T.O., man. He's available.
Yeah, apparently. He does this every year. It's weird. Like, just stop. But guys, I got to head out because my battery's really going to go. Man. But I'm going to leave you guys on this.
Say, go Zach Wilson one time for me.
No, not a chance. Especially because I like the Bills, too. And currently, he's still on the Jets. So none of that. Vikings are going to win this game. Screw it. I'm going to say it. Double digits. Okay. They're going to do it twice. They're going to do it twice.
Only 2 double-digit victories.
Just because this team is broken and goes against all logic. So just because those are the 2 most important games to all Viking fans, those will be the 2 they get to relax on. But take it easy, Rap. Having fun. Nice doing a video with you for the first time. Take it easy, guys. Peace. Go Vikes.
Appreciate you, man. We're gonna wrap it up there, anyways. Anything else you guys want to touch on?
Man. I like Mike, man. I'm a guy.
Hey,
man.
This is the first edition of Skol Live and Skol for Days simulcast super show.
Skol Live for Days.
Yeah, Skol Live for Days. There you go. Y'all might just have to just come on with us on Monday and let's just keep it rolling on that. But
man.
I haven't come up with a final score prediction yet, so I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna say the Vikings win. I'm gonna say 34-24. So we'll get 2 possessions. I like Mike's lot. He has been saying that on our show almost every week, that the year the Vikings were just blowing teams out, we didn't win it. Like in 09 and in 98 and all this. He's like, it makes no sense that this team continues to win the way they do, that this might be the time they do it. So I'll roll with his thoughts of we didn't get more than a single possession win except for 2, and it happened to both be against the Packers. Because guess what? We would all take that if you had told us. We would all take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rap, you want to hold out on our predictions till Saturday? Or
we can do that. I mean, I told y'all earlier, the people, but maybe nobody heard it. But yeah, we can do that. We'll hold off till Saturday because we gotta do our player. I like to do that.
Our bold predictions and stuff. So if you guys don't already, make sure you follow or subscribe to the Purple Code YouTube page. Me and Rap will be live on Saturday night, as we always are, kind of doing our late pregame, our little turn up, a little Skol report turn up, you know what I'm saying? So be sure to tune in for that. If you don't already, follow Justin's YouTube page, Purple and Gold for Days as well. He has something good going on over there. Make sure to subscribe to that. And follow us on Twitter as well, at the Purple Code 1. We're on Facebook at the Purple Code backup page because we got hacked, so we had to start a new page on Facebook. So be sure to go follow us on all social media platforms. Again, thank you guys for tapping in. Interacting with us is always fun.
We forgot something, SK.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. We got to give some thank yous to somebody's here.
How could I forget, man?
I don't know. This is a production of Purple Code, and it is simulcast on Purple and Gold for Days. And as such, we got to give some love to Rinaldi's Pizza and Pasta. They're on Wood Lane Drive in the Woodbury area, and that's right off of I-494 and Valley Creek Road. Mention the Purple Code, and they will give you a family discount. And the same thing goes for our second sponsor at Nautical Bowls. They're located on Hudson Place off of Woodbury Drive and I-94. Again, mention the Purple Code or TPC. Family discount applies there as well. We got to give thanks and say thank you to those sponsors who help us keep the lights on, so to speak. I think we peaked out at 21 in the chat. 21 watching at one point there. I saw at one point there. So want to thank everybody who came in here tonight. Hit that like button and the share button on both Purple and Go for Days as well as the Purple Code YouTube pages. Help us spread the word about all the work we're doing here. You guys going to be back on Saturday night on New Year's Eve. What time are you guys thinking of going on?
Sure.
I would probably say in between the because we're both Michigan fans. You feel me?
We're both
Michigan fans. So
that's right.
So we got a playoff game on Saturday. So we're gonna check out that Michigan playoff game, baby.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Hey, where you be getting them little helmets from, man? I wanted to cop one. You be getting them shot?
Hey, man, just hit my DM after this.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about my guys, especially Michigan boys and everything. You feel me? So yeah, be sure to tune in.
Joining us. Just go ahead and it'll get posted up here.
Twin.
There you go.
Even you, Packers gamer, Go
Hey,
ahead and
Packers
tap
game in all
man.
seriousness.
Packers game, you ain't gonna want to play. You ain't gonna want to be in the Saturday night one. I'm gonna tell you that off the giddy.
Probably not.
You ain't gonna want to be in that one. That one gonna hurt your feeling, my guy. But hey, we still.
Oh man, yeah, we get a little drink in our system.
We still gonna show you love. You feel me?
Oh yeah, don't let Michigan win too. We're gonna be feeling ourselves out there.
Oh yeah, we really gonna be. It's gonna be all the way.
You guys will be so faded it won't even be funny.
It'll be all the way up to Packers.
So tune in. Either way,
tap in. That's a fact.
But
so y'all going at regular time or?
Yeah, so we'll go. Michigan game's at 1. We'll probably go around 7 Eastern.
All right. I didn't announce it on Monday because I wasn't sure if you guys were going to go a little early because it's being New Year's Eve and whatnot. So
yeah, we'll probably be 7 Eastern, 8 Eastern, right around there. We'll put out the notification every day so you guys know.
Awesome.
So, but thanks
again, everybody,
for tuning in, man. Justin, Rap, anything you guys want to say before we get up out of here, man?
Nah, man, I'm good, man. Love everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Y'all keep it rocking.
I said it in my midweek music. We're going to quote Ludacris. The Packers think they fire. That's fine. Your new name is Fire because we finna stomp you out. Skol Vikings.
That's right. Peace.